Welcome to this module. We will be continuing with our sternal costal joints. Previous aspect we already saw about the costovertebral joints, that is the first aspect of your costal joints, and the second aspect is your sternocostal joints. Okay, so as the name suggests itself, we understand it is between the sternum and the ribs, costo, right? Okay, so the sternocostal joints, it has a few of the ligaments, but because of the peculiarities of the ribs, the joint can differ from rib to rib. Okay, the typical ribs will have your typical set of sternocostal joint articulative ligaments, and the atypical ribs will have atypical ligaments. Okay, so the first type of ligament, interarticular sternocostal ligament. Do you remember studying about this ligament? We have already seen this ligament. I have told this exact name, interarticular sternocostal ligament, and we have seen this ligament also. Where we saw this was for an example of your synovial joint. Do you remember interarticular sternocostal ligament? That is the ligament that is present in your second rib. This is your R2. Okay, this is your R1. So in your R2, at the junction of the R2 with your sternum, actually this is your manubrium, right? This is your manubrium and this is your sternal body, right? And this is your xiphoid process. So at the junction between the manubrium and sternum, we have our R2 coming and articulating. So when we look at the articulation over there and we cut the articulation in half, we are able to see two joint cavities. See, this is one joint cavity, this is another joint cavity. In between the two joint cavities, we have a ligament, right? The ligament is dividing the joint cavity into two. So that ligament is what we call it as interarticular ligament. So that ligament in the sternocostal joint, it is going to be known as ligamentum sternocostal interarticulare. Remember? And this interarticular ligament is going to start from where? It is going to start from the costal cartilage. Is it going to start from the rib? No. Rib is only till here. What is this? What is this area? That is your costal cartilage, right? So this ligament is starting from the rib, or is it starting from the costal cartilage? It is starting from the costal cartilage. Okay, so it is going to start from the costal cartilage over here, and it is going to go into the articulation between the manubrium and sternum. Can you see the ligament continuing on in between the manubrium and sternum? Okay, understanding exactly what the interarticular sternocostal ligament is. Okay, it is joining with what? It is joining with the symphysis between the manubrium sternum. Okay, that is your synchondrosis joint of your sternum with the manubrium. Okay, so that's the first ligament in your sternocostal joint, which you have to know. And it is present in which rib? It is present in your second rib. Okay, it is present in the second costal cartilage, in the second rib. So is it present in other joints, or is it only present in your second rib joint? So look here again, this is the second rib which we have already seen, right? Moving on to the third rib. Can you see any interarticular ligaments in this joint? Yes, you can see a small okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is R2, this is R3, R4, right? In R2, the width of the interarticular ligament was very thick. In R3, it's just two lines. Can you see just two lines? Okay. Now, after that, come to R4. Can you see any interarticular ligament over there? No, it's just one joint cavity. When you come to R5, this is R5 costal cartilage. Can you see any division in the joint cavity? No. Here R6, any division? No. R7, no. right? You can't even see the joint cavity here. So the interarticular ligament is present in R2 costal cartilage. That is confirmed. Okay, we have it in R2. But in other joints, it can be present, like in your R3, or it may not be present. Okay, it can either be present in a smaller version or it can be absent. Okay, we say it as it is poorly pronounced or absent in other sternocostal joints. Okay, so the next ligament. Now this ligament is present in every rib. Okay, so that ligament is a main sternocostal ligament. Okay, and its name is also sternocostal ligament only. There is no special name for that. But what kind of a ligament this is, you are going to tell me. So look here, you see this highlighted area, that is your clavicle. Okay, right below the clavicle, what do you have? You have your first rib. Okay, can you see any ligament connecting your first rib to your manubrium? Is there any ligament here? No, it is just the clavicle that is connecting directly to your manubrium, right? Now, the second rib, can you see a big ligament going from your costal cartilage towards your manubrium? Yes, there is a cartilage. And the second one, third rib, can you see a cartilage? Can you see a ligament going from your cartilage? Yes. We'll continue it in another video.